Hello everybody and welcome to the next episode of Just Build. We have a very fun episode today and I think it's gonna look very pleasing for a lot of you. So today we're actually building something very interesting and I decided to build it over here next to the shrine right behind the bee cavern. So I think it's gonna look really interesting because I'm very excited with the blocks that I got today. It's truly beautiful. So let's go ahead and head to the spinning wheel and see what our fate will give us today. And so we actually got quite a few interesting blocks. We got mud brick stairs, and I'm trying to think. I think we also had some netherite brick as well. Yeah, we had chiseled netherite bricks, and then we got light gray terracotta. Sorry, I'm trying to remember this offhand. Light gray terracotta. I have to look at my list. It's bad when you have to look at your list again. But we got light gray terracotta, nether brick stairs. We also had chiseled mud bricks, I believe, nether quartz ore, and then we had grindstones, I believe. So we have quite an interesting selection of blocks. So I figured today would be a nether base build. I don't believe we've actually done another base build yet, so this is quite interesting. And I also had to get red stained glass as well, so that was one of the blocks I spun. Again, I think footage is getting messed up. I have to really... I need to double check my my surroundings whenever I record, because lately I keep getting distracted and that's the reason I keep getting cut footage. So I apologize to you guys. So I placed down the blocks, and I was originally going to build on the, I think it was the, like if I'm facing away from the sun, then it would be the right side of the path, but I figured I'd build on the left side. I'm so bad with directions. So I figured I'd go ahead and start out by making a nice little nether spot. I figured I'd do a little bit different, just like with the gold shrine. I decided to go up instead of down because I thought it'd be like nice adding a little bit of a texture to the earth around us. I thought it'd be cool because the nether's pretty mountainy. Like, I've never seen a fully flat nether, and the thought of that terrifies me. Like, I'm sure there's another in flat worlds, but I'd rather not go there because that just sounds absolutely terrifying. It's just a minefield of like destruction and chaos. And despite chaos being a thing that I cravingly love, I'd rather not deal with it. I'm more the chaos that prefers to watch it, not be in it. Or cause the problem, I don't know. But I started off by giving the floor a light terracotta color, so I figured we use the terracotta for the floor, and then we use these brick pillars. And I figured they looked actually kind of nice, I'm not gonna lie. I figured I used the mud brick stairs to as a stairway to get into the shop, because it's the nether is pretty hilly and has lots of bumps in the road. So I mean, I feel like that would make sense. I was trying to see where else I got the mud bricks, but I figured I'd go back on that another day. I thought about putting maybe some pillars on the outside and the corners, like I did with our first build, but I wanted to start off by actually getting the shop basically together, and so that's what I did by adding the red stained glass windows, and I thought it was actually a really nice fitting touch, considering it's the nether. It was actually starting to give me fortress vibes, but I know what I wanted. I wanted to make like a little shop. I raised the windows a bit because I realized they were a bit low, and so I went ahead and did that. And I was thinking what else I could do here. I was thinking I could maybe make this into like a smith or a weapon shop. And I thought it would look nice if I added the quartz pillars, because I thought, it's the nether, there's quartz everywhere, we should take advantage of it. And then I went ahead and I used the pillars to make like a shape so that I could start on the roof. And I went ahead and did that, which I'm planning to use like the smooth quartz stairs, and I think I used the black stone stairs to give it like an outside trim. And I think it worked really well because the nether actually, I think it, like quartz and blackstone for me, I think go together like the best out of all the nether blocks. At least in my opinion anyway. I actually haven't built much with blackstone IRL, or more or less in survival necessarily, because I don't care to build with Blackstone in survival because I don't have the energy to go get it. There's just some things in Minecraft I do not have the energy for, and that's one of them. So as you can see, I was trying to make the little sides even because I might add windows. For now, I just added like that little hole, and I figured I'd just fill it with glass a little bit just to give it a little bit, more light, even though it's not necessary. And then I went ahead with the Blackstone and I went around and did the trimming. I was having a little trouble because I've been building for hours at this point. So I was just like, okay, let me try to focus. I was really struggling to focus with the build because I think at this point I was going insane, I think. I was really losing my mind. So I continued to work on the roof, and then eventually I added the little under details that I wanted to put to give it a little bit more of a shape. And I think it looks very nice, actually. And then I wanted to do something just as interesting. So I made this giant black smoke chimney, and I think it turned out really good. I wanted to make it look, like it was actually in functioning. So I decided to make it a little bit taller, and then I got some soul fire to put up here. And now it looks like a functioning chimney. But I also wanted to take an extra step, so I grabbed some more Blackstone and I brought it all the way down into the shop because I was like, what's better than having a detail outside when it connects inside? You know what I mean? I wanted to connect it really well, so I built this little square space, put some down soul campfire. I cut a little hole so that you can, access the fire, and eventually I got some iron bars and I put them inside because, in the case you do build this in survival, then you won't have your animals falling through. And plus, it just makes sense. If you're gonna smith something, I feel like they would have something over the fire so that the blade just doesn't fall in. Just in case they're just trying to heat it up and they don't want it to be completely melted. You're just trying to heat it up for a little project. So I added the pillars to give it some structure, and then I deleted this bottom part of the glass because this is where I added in the counters, I believe. After placing the grindstone, I tested out the counters with the nether brick, and I wasn't sure if it looked good or not. I was debating on using the nether brick versus the quartz, and I think I stayed with nether brick, I believe. So I stuck with that, and I got a couple of things that you could find in the nether, and so I went ahead and I put those on the shelf in item frames because I felt like, I feel like somebody would have sold stuff like this in the nether. I'm very disappointed we don't have more things in the nether. I felt like a nether trader would be kind of cool. Instead of the wandering trader, they reside in the nether. Maybe they're a piglin or some kind of odd creature that lives in the nether. Something that doesn't hurt you. And maybe they just go around and they'll trade you either gold or nether quartz for various items. So I figured that would be really cool. I had no idea what was going on with my search bar. I was specifically looking for an enchanting book because I wanted to add it. And so I figured it'd be kind of cool to add a bunch of these anvils at the door just so it looks a little bit more professional, I thought it was a nice little touch. And then I went ahead and added some efficiency pickaxes for sale. And then I added some of the swords. I specifically added gold and stone swords because that's kind of what most of our enemies in the nether use anyway. And I turned them around to give them a little bit of, just a little bit of a style. I did it around. I also added some nether quartz ore, just in stockpiles, just to kind of give the player a hint of what might you use for currency here. I also extended this part of the nether patch a little bit just to, give it a bit more of a fill to it. And after that, I got some quartz and I just kind of decorated it, also giving another hint to players who are in survival, hey, this is what we take as payment and stuff. Because I feel like quartz could definitely have a lot more purpose. Maybe gold could too, if we're really thinking about it. Maybe the trader in the nether could either take gold or they'll take quartz as a payment, and you can get certain items depending what you pay with. I think that would be cool. I also wanted to add these little buckets of lava, and I also extended it a bit so I could add a little lava lake because I thought that would be a cool touch to add as a light source instead of just pure light. Because I feel like it would reside next to a lava lake. That's just adding extra danger, so why not? I had to make sure it was filled too, because like I was not expertise in lava sources. So I was just going around trying to make sure it was all filled so it was still lava, not flowing lava. I wanted to add like a bucket of lava that looked like it was overflowing, but it wasn't working very well. I tried that various times, but I eventually just went for buckets of lava outside. Maybe like just some empty buckets. Maybe they like get lava so that they can fill up their shop. So of course there would be like cauldrons outside just full of lava. And this is the build I have. I think it turned out really well, and I think the Nether Trader lore works very, very well with this actually. I love how it's small, it's cramped, like it's a workspace. It's not meant to be like a shop in a sense. So this is what the build looks like at night, and I think it looks very wonderful actually. I'm actually proud of this. This is one of the more prouder builds I have because I feel like I'm getting more skilled enough to make these weird, crazy builds actually. And so eventually I called this place the Crimson Trader. Or I called it the Nether Trader, I suppose. Because I thought it was nice. I felt like going Crimson Trader was a bit too much considering we didn't use any of the Crimson stuff. So that's why I changed it to the Nether Trader. And eventually, went to the book and we decided to write in it. It kind of glitched through the wall. And so I just went ahead, grabbed the book, and I go write about day 6, the Nether Trader. And I think the lore idea I had for it works very well. Like, you get gold or quartz, and depending what you pay in, gives you certain items like efficiency, pickaxes. And I don't know why, I felt efficiency pickaxes worked really well. Especially, like, for the Nether. I don't know what it was. And this is me trying to figure out the date. But yeah, I figured it out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Just Build. If you like the content, please make sure you like and subscribe for more of it. And in that case, I will see you all in the box den, everyone. Bye-bye!